So, picture this: a full-time job, two toddlers running around, and zero daycare. Sounds, well, impossible, right? But believe it or not, one parent is actually making it work. Today, we're going to break down her exact system. Let's get into it. I mean, really think about that. A full-time job, two little kids, no daycare. You just got to ask, how is that even possible? Well, it turns out there's a fascinating system behind it, and we're going to lay out the entire strategy for you. Okay, so let's get real about this juggling act. The parent we're talking about has been a remote worker for years, so that part isn't new. But the real test, that started when she had a 2-year-old and an 8-month-old at home. Yeah, this isn't some theory. This is her everyday life. And look, the goal here isn't just to scrape by, you know? It's not just about survival. It's about actually being productive in a serious full-time job while also being the primary caregiver for two toddlers. It's about making two completely demanding worlds somehow work together. So where do you even start with a puzzle like that? Well, interestingly, the answer isn't with the kids. It's with the job. The whole foundation of her system is built on how she structures her work and sets some really clear boundaries. All right, this first piece is a game changer. She threw the whole 9 to 5 idea out the window. Her workday, it's from 1:30 in the afternoon until 9 at night. I mean, that is a radical shift. And that one change is what unlocks everything else. It means her peak focus time kicks in right after her husband gets home from his early shift. It's like a perfect handoff. Now, obviously, you can't just decide to work those hours without getting your job on board, so she had a really direct, upfront talk with her manager. They established those new core hours from 1:30 to 9 p.m., and here's the crucial part. She set the expectation that if a meeting has to happen outside that window, well, you're going to hear kids in the background. It's all about that open communication and building trust. Okay, so a flexible job is huge, but let's be real. You absolutely cannot do this alone. A support system, even if it's a small one, is non-negotiable. So here's what that daily handoff actually looks like. Her husband works super early, like 6:15 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then on the really important days, a babysitter steps in to cover that tricky gap. And then boom, right as her husband walks in the door, she's clocking in for her core work hours. It's like this perfectly choreographed relay race of childcare. And this isn't just random help either. The babysitter, who's actually her sister-in-law, comes 3 days a week. And guess which days those are? You got it, her most meeting-heavy days. It's all very strategic. It's targeted support right when she needs it the most. All right, so that's the big picture structure. The schedule, the support, but what about the chaos? You know those moments when you've got a super important meeting starting in 2 minutes and a toddler's having a full-blown meltdown? Yeah, let's get into the in-the-moment survival tactics. Tactic number 1 is what she calls strategic naps. This is so smart. It's all about working with her kids' schedules, not fighting them. If she's got a big meeting coming up, she does everything she can to line it up with the baby's nap. Simple reason, right? It's a whole lot easier to manage one kid than two.
Okay, next up is the meeting snack. Now, she's the first to admit this isn't her proudest moment. They're a family that really tries to have screen-free, present meal times. But sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. In a real pinch, sticking the kids in their high chairs with a snack is a surefire way to buy yourself some quiet, contained time for an important call. It's a last resort, but it works.
And then there's the emergency toy. This is brilliant. She has a secret stash of the really good toys. You know the ones, the loud, electronic, light-up toys that you normally can't stand. They are hidden away and only come out for absolute code-red emergencies when she needs 15 minutes of guaranteed quiet. Every parent knows exactly what I'm talking about. All of this really ties into her core philosophy, which she calls preparation over patience. So what does that mean? Basically, it's about doing the work up front to make your life easier later. Think about prepping all the breakfasts for the week on a Sunday. It means you don't have to rely on having endless patience on a crazy Tuesday morning. You're basically trading a little bit of your weekend for a whole lot of sanity during the week. So we've got the schedule, the support system, the in-the-moment tactics. But what's the glue that holds all of this together? Well, it all comes down to a really powerful, really clear mindset. And this right here is the golden rule. The one non-negotiable thing that governs her entire day. If her kids truly need her, I mean a real tantrum, a bumped head, just a tough moment, she steps away from work, no exceptions. It's not even a debate. It's the default setting. Kids first, period. But let's be super clear, that choice comes with a cost. This isn't some magic trick with no downside. Choosing to be parent first means you have to accept the trade-off. And that trade-off is that the work still has to get done. So she's often catching up late at night, sometimes until midnight, and just accepting that she'll be sleep-deprived for a few days to get it all done. And really, this one quote just sums up everything. The whole reason for the weird schedule, the late nights, all of it. She says, I can always make up work, but I can't make up time with my kids. That's it. That's the belief that drives every single choice she makes.
So after all this planning and all these tactics, what's the ultimate lesson? It's actually the same advice that other parents gave her. You don't need some perfect, color-coded master plan. You just figure it out. You look at the problem that's right in front of your face and you solve for that.
And that really brings us to the big idea, doesn't it? Her whole system is just built around one thing, prioritizing what is truly irreplaceable. For her, that's time with her kids. So the question I want to leave you with is this. If you sat down and really prioritized what can't be replaced in your life, what would your workday look like?